Have you been in a relationship for the past few years, or how long have you been in a relationship? What's that been like throughout your career? Because it seems like sometimes I'm listening to it and I'm like, oh, he's in love, and sometimes I'm listening to music and I'm like, oh, he's like a sex addict, like he's talking about having threesomes and shit left and right.
Right now I'm in a relationship. Yeah. This is like my second relationship. Like the first relationship, I've been through like a bunch of just like mistakes and like, you know, not to like just down that person, but you know, like yeah, like a lot of weird shit. And you know, that breakup was like a big turning point in me because it was the first time where, you know, like that person was like part of my life, and I'm like kind of like a lover, in the sense of like I like when someone makes me feel human. Not many things like make me feel human, and like girls can do that for me. So that like breakup, that is what like sparked this album. That's what like really sparked the red side and the white side. The red side being like this like wanting to have fun and shit, fast shit, and the white side being like the white flag side, like just like feeling like wanting to give up and shit. But yeah, I've been in this relationship. You know, she was just really there for me like for the breakup when I wasn't ready. And she had been turning me down for years and shit, so she's not on no goofy shit. Like I was lit and she was turning me down. So she was just, you know, we were just friends and she was there for me. And then when I was ready, like it just began. And she's like the first one that, you know, I've been with girls that like, I was about to say maybe you dealt with this, but I know you've been with your girl for a while.
5 years.
Okay. But
that being said, we fuck girls together all the time, so it's a little different.
Nice. But I just
for OnlyFans, not for fun.
Sometimes
it's fun.
I don't know. I've been with girls that like have been really into like my career and shit, like or really into like the money or whatever. And then I've been with girls who would be like scared of it, like too much for them. Like my ex, like she would tell me she wish Token didn't exist. She wished she didn't have to share me with people. You know, she wished I didn't have to focus so much on something. And this girl is like the only girl that like she's not scared of it, and she's not obsessed with it. She's just like chilling,
right?
You know, which is like I'm young, but like I've been with a good amount of girls, and like I've never experienced that neutrality, if that's the word, as much as I am now.
Yeah, an ideal relationship is going to make you feel more normal in that environment, I think.
Yeah. She just makes me feel like understood, and like, you know, it's hard for people around me to look at me like normal. And it's not only just because of like success or money or whatever, just like the person I am. It's like I'm always like some shit is going on in my life, and I'm talking about some shit, I'm going in about some shit. So it's like I know what I'm going into when I step in Token's crib type shit. And I just feel that energy. Like sometimes I feel like, like I fuck with you, but you don't look at me like I'm you. You look at me like something different. So this girl, like, you know, I just think like she looks at me like a human, and she helps me feel human. That's like the biggest thing. Like I can just talk to her and feel like I am a human. You know,
it's nice to feel normal. Yeah. Like my girl has been like through the pandemic and everything. My girl has just not seen me on some famous shit in a long ass time. And we went out.
How does that feel?
We went out the other day and there was hella people asking to take photos and shit. And I was just like realizing like she hasn't seen this in years. Like she hasn't really, she hears me say like, oh, I went out in public the other day and this happened, but she doesn't get to see it face to face. And I would say it's more of an annoyance to her at this point. It doesn't just because it's like she's so used to like having to rely on me to be doing dad stuff and shit. So it's like for me to be doing some other shit in front of her, it's like it definitely doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, but it might be a little reminder like he is that guy. For me,
I told her that. I'm like, hey, next time you're mad at me, just remember.
Just
like,
remember
10 little kids want to take a photo with me. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, my girl, you know, it began through like the pandemic and shit. So she's only seen local shit where it's like we go out to her, and I don't even like to go out that much. So she's only seen like, she knows like we're from like the same town. So like she knows how people like like look at me, and then if we go out, like she'll see that. But she's never seen me like on tour or like when it's like, because that's when it's the craziest. That's when it's just like hundreds of kids doing meet and greets, and
you don't have anything normal. Like you don't get to go home to your house and feel like a normal person after. It's like, you go back to the hotel or whatever, but for the most part, it's just you're in this weird vortex of ego.
Yes.
That you need to learn to control.
Vortex of ego.
You know?
Yeah.
And the longer you're on the road, the harder it is. You know, if you're gone for 2 months, it's like then you get really detached from who you were and what you're like as a normal person sitting on the fucking couch, you know?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, even being out here, like this trip, it just began, but it's been a trip. It's like some shit has gone down that's just like, I don't know, just like goal, like just dream type shit. And even like now it's like, it's hard for me to, it's just hard for me to focus on something else. Like I'm on like a high, I guess, right now, but I don't feel like I feel healthy and shit. But it's just, but I can see like it's hard to just have a conversation about. My roommate is like, oh, she didn't do that. It's like I can't have that conversation right now. I'm thinking about this crazy, like no disrespect. Like it's not. It's just like I can't. My brain doesn't fit it.
But the main thing that I always drew it back to is like when you're at home, you're seeing the same shit every day. Like you're noticing, you see the same chick at the coffee shop every day and you're like, saying hi, and you get to notice the little differences in that experience. Whereas when you're on the road, you're eating dinner at a different spot every night. You're in a different venue every day. You're looking at a different row full of fans in the front every day. The meet and greet is different, or if you do that every day, it's like everything is just new, and your brain gets used to not having to like work to find like new things to pay attention to.
Right.
Whereas like if you're and that's why it can be hard to relate to people, because if you're talking to your girl and she goes to the same job every day, it's just, she gets like to care about the details. Like when you're on the road, you don't get to care about the details because the details are constantly changing.
Yeah, and she'll notice the smaller things. She'll notice you haven't texted me in 3 days, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like I don't even realize, but that I don't think that means like less love. It's just like it's so, and I'm like really trying to like make dreams come true, and like this part of my life right now, this time is just crazy. Like, as this new music is coming out, people are like starting to like see who I really am. It's just been crazy. I've just gotten like opportunities I've always dreamed about, like just in this short trip. And it's like, I'm sorry if like I can't focus on something different. Like,
when you're on the road and they think that you're gonna remember something. They're like, well, you said this 2 days ago. It's like, you think I remember what the fuck I said 2 days ago?
Thank you
like,
for saying that.
I'm in a vortex right now. You got to understand.
Yeah, I don't remember shit. Like, I don't remember, like, where people work. Like, where I don't remember shit. But I say this, and I'm pretty sure I'm right, that it doesn't have to do with love. Like, it's impossible for me to retain all of it. Yeah. And that can start, like, arguments and in the past, like, I was with a girl who took things personally, took lyrics personally. Like, I'm a very, like, blunt writer, and shit just isn't, I just don't like it if it's not really, like, true. And she just really got hurt by my songs. Like, this one, I shouldn't say this one, but she won't get hurt unless, like, I mean, she might and not voice it. I just need to show her the things. Like, there was one song off this album that I said some shit and I didn't show her it. So, like, there's all these comments and stuff, and she's like, you should have shown me this song because you said this. Like, and now it was just me not being a man, me running from it because I knew it was gonna hurt her, rather than being like, look, I said this is what I was going through at that point. Like, being straight about it, because that's a whole part of my life. I'm very like honest in the lyrics, so it's tough for some people around me, but I just gotta be transparent around it. There's some people who like been understood it, like, my dad, he's a writer too, so like, and he just knows, and my mom my family doesn't have any other choice, because like they knew what my life would be without music. They knew what I was destined to be, like,
right. All right, guys, so the No Jumper Clips channel right here. Make sure you subscribe. We just blasted past 30,000 subscribers. Our next goal is 50,000 subscribers. Please help us out and hit that red button. Thank you.